No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down.
12/17/2013. First, I give thanks for the creative force of this universe. Yes, it is. And I give thanks to my mother, Shirley Hardy, the elder in my life. Thank you for joining us and sharing with us how you are moving from disease care to conscious self-health care. That was a workout. I like that. Call in and share about the provider that is assisting you on this journey to total wellness. We wish to honor your walk from the old belief system of disease treatment to correcting your cellular malfunctions. It's not selfish to honor yourself. Put yourself first. Love yourself. Take care of yourself and make your happiness a priority. It's time to connect with the happiness vibration. Being healthy starts with being happy. Those who are happy are much, much healthier. So greetings, 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 and welcome back to Heart2Heart Healthy Living. Thank you for tuning in. We thank our new listeners, and we thank our listeners just tuning in to hear our special guest today as well. Welcome. You are tuned into Heart2Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K on the airwaves of Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency. You are listening to a live broadcast. It's our last live broadcast of the year. So thank you for tuning in with us. You can email your questions or comments to innerlightradio@yahoo.com, innerlightradio@yahoo.com, or you can Facebook Brother Jamal, any questions or comments that you have. You can call in and share with your positive conversation, 310-928-7733. 310-928-7733. You must mute your phone. You are entering a live chat room, and I will invite you to join the conversation by your phone number or your Skype name. So once again, we welcome you to the Conscious Wellness Checkpoint. Now it's time to check the pulse of your thoughts, your consciousness, and your actions. My regular friends that join me in the chat room are Rachel Pope. Let's talk. Rachel Pope, Blessings Flow Empire, Waldorf, Maryland, and Wanda Whitaker, anchored in spirit from Pacifica, California. And once again, I'm Dr. Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. Our special young adult guest on the mic tonight is Tae Queen, host of Conversations with the Queen from Blog Talk Radio. She will take over the mic very, very shortly. So family, community, and friends, the truth of the matter is life is consciousness. So therefore, health is all about consciousness, and healing is a function of consciousness. We are assisting each other with information so that we can make conscious self-health care moves. When making a choice, mental observation view is essential for your success. So take a moment, breathe, and be still. So sit back and take that deep, deep, deep breath. Feel this breath moving up your body from the top of your toes to the top of your head. Now release and listen here as we take this universal love ride on the friendship train. You know, we're riding down this train track. It has been a fantastic year, and I am so excited with all the results that have come forth this year. And so we invite you to understand and recognize that God is a frequency of love, 528 megahertz, laws of vibrational energy. I am that, and you are that, and that's all there is love. So we do have free will in every area of our lives. We don't have to conform to anyone's belief system that we feel no longer serves us. That's what this show is all about, assisting you. The reality of it is, we are often so blinded to our own patterns that we do not see that it is a habit of thought, of action, and response. So we say, take a little time to listen to the words you say, the thoughts you think, the picture you create. Life experiences mirrors what you have in consciousness. You create the mental equivalent of your consciousness. So, are you ready to question your beliefs, your knowledge, and your behavior? Are you ready to experience something different in your life? You must first present it in consciousness first. Yes, you will feel vulnerable, but remember, vulnerability is our greatest source of power. Change your reality by the renewing of your mind. Yay! We are so excited today. So, family and community, how you doing out there? Are you happy? I know you are. And so, how we doing out there today, Rachel?
Because I'm happy, because I'm giving gifts to you.
Woo, woo, woo.
I am happy, girl. I couldn't see the rest of it.
You got to feel good. You know, that's why I love that song. That's why I made it my new opening song coming into the next year. And for now on, because we need to know that happiness starts within. How you doing today, Miss Whitaker?
I'm doing great. I'm happy too, Karen. I listened to that song because I'm happy. It just made me have happy feet. And I thought about being happy in the church. That song just makes me want to just get up and shout for joy, praise God and everybody. So, yes, I'm happy. And I like what you said about your happiness. Let your happiness be a priority.
Yeah.
So that right there is so crucial to being, it has to be top of mind all the time, every day, and every moment. I like that.
Can't buy into the illusion. Don't want to buy into the illusion. I'm hearing an echo or somebody's talking.
Hello?
Did we have a caller to join us? Can you mute your phone?
I was calling in to speak on the show on Innerlight Radio. 310-928-7733. I may have the wrong number. Is Tae Queen speaking on the show?
Okay, can you turn your speakers off for us in the background? Please turn your speakers off. Right. And then mute your phone, and then we'll have you join the conversation in one moment. Yes, Tae Queen is on the line, and she's going to be joining us very, very shortly. We're so excited. This is the day for our youth, our young adults on the mic. They're going to take over and give us some wisdom to let us know what's going on. But, this is our last live show of the year. And, we want to thank all our listeners that's been here with us. And I want to especially thank the listeners that's been in the conference call line. I know I haven't said it enough to you all for listening in and sharing with me through the week. My students, you're inviting other people to come into the conference line and hear this information that we want to share with you to empower you to take back control of your health, to know that you're in charge of your happiness and of your life. And we want to thank you all so very, very much. So we're just going to go down memory lane for a moment, and then we're going to bring our guests on board. But first, before I share a memorable moment with me this year, we must thank our sponsors that's been here and a part of this journey with us. So first, I would like to thank Dr. Nathaniel Kane, Unique Wellness, for their support in supporting our journey. We would like to thank the Washington Informer newspaper for their support with keeping information in the paper about this radio show. And we would like to thank Anchored in Spirit, Wanda K. Whitaker, Blessings Flow Empire, Rachel Pope. I'd like to thank you all for your support and for all of your all that go to the website and click that donation button and make that donation. It helps us continue to bring this information forward into our community through this radio show, through the workshops I give in the community for free or at a low cost. This helps us keep this information where it needs to be given to the people that's in the community that's not listening to us on Interlight Radio. And we thank you so much for your support. So now, I think we'll take a commercial break and then we'll come back and share for a few minutes about memorable moments of this year for us. Thank you for tuning in.
Greetings and love and kindness, family. How you doing today? This is Dr. Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks from Washington, D.C., and I am inviting you to tune into Heart2Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. That's every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Interlight Radio, the healing frequency. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Interlight Radio. Being healthy starts with being happy. Those of us who are happy are much healthier. So I invite you to tune in to raise up your vibration and get happy. Changing your reality by changing your belief. We are moving from disease care to conscious self-health care. So tune into Heart2Heart Healthy Living right here on Interlight Radio, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Heart to Heart, we love you.
We do love you. We thank you for tuning in. And so I do want to invite you all to actually get a copy of the Washington Informer newspaper or check it online. I have an article in there this week that talks about seasonal affective disorder, the illusion of that, and mental illness altogether, and how we see it from the quantum spectrum. And so I wanted to just share briefly where we're going in our consciousness and how there is a vibration that is expanding so wide and so many people are a part of it that the system itself is running scared. And so I had a colleague call me this week and say to me after they saw my article in the Washington Informer, say, we got you. We can get you now. We got this new information in their DSM diagnostic book. And I'm like, what's that all about? So he informs me that there is a new mental disorder out there, and it's called nonconformity and free thinking. Now is considered a mental illness. Nonconformity and free thinking, now considered a mental illness, is diagnostic. Is the manual identifies a new illness called oppositional definite disorder, or ODD, defined as an ongoing pattern of disobedient, hostility, defiant behavior, symptoms including questions of authority, negativity, defiance, and aggravativeness, and being easily annoyed. So they're saying we free-thinking people that believe that we don't have diseases, that we are in control of our own being, that they may be able to come to us and say to us that we have a mental disorder. Now, family, that's why I say it is time to emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery. That's what this show is all about, and that's what we've been doing all year long. And Wanda, I know you have to leave out early today, so I'm going to ask you to chime in first.
Karen, all I can say is 100% not what it looks like.
If we're going to believe this, that nonconformity and free thinking, that they can label it as a disease, come on.
No, this is part of the great shift that's taking place now and will continue to take place throughout the years. And it will get worse before it gets better. But it is the time for us to choose to do something differently than what we've been doing. We've been going along with the system. We've been taking a ride and allowing others to lead for us. Now the energy is changing. It's not about being in the herd. It is about each and every one leading ourselves. And so part of this shift is saying, honoring yourself by actually using your voice to say something to the authorities, say something to the institutions as far as, no, we're not going to lay down. We're not going to take this anymore. This is not what we're wanting. And creating new things, we have to build new institutions, build new paradigms to replace the old. So this is the erosion, so to speak, of a system that has not been working and has really developed into something as tragic as this. And sometimes it has to go way, way far before it gets better. But a lot has to do with us and choosing to do something different, stepping into our own power, honoring ourselves, and still, love is all there is.
That's correct. That is correct. Not following the herd, free thinking. A lot of people say that we're not thinking, but we're thinking, we're organizing our thoughts, we're moving forward, we're paying attention, we're evaluating the past, what it has brought us, and where we are right now. And so this is a form to make us really, really scared that if you start thinking and talking against a system where I tell you people, I'm not talking against anything. I am for everything. I am for the power of your own righteous thinking. So therefore, I'm against nothing. So this is what I told my colleague. And I appreciate him calling me, telling me that, and letting me know and put me on top of that. Because next year is going to be a powerful year on Heart to Heart. Healthy Living with Dr. K. So before you leave us, Wanda, what do you remember about this year that sticks to your mind from the shows we've had?
Well, one of my favorite shows and most enlightening shows was around Trayvon Martin and the teachings of Light Energy John Christopher and what he had to say about Trayvon Martin and the whole case around it, and the fact that Trayvon decided to leave that way and that something bigger was taking place. And he chose his parents in order for his soul to accomplish what it wanted to accomplish this lifetime as being part of the big shift. And that he knew that his parents wouldn't stop there. And everything that has to take place as part of the shift is around not being judgmental. Shame doesn't work. Guilt won't work. And he said something to me that was very significant, and that is, if you feel any pain around something, and if a situation affects your energy in any way, it has come across for a particular reason, and it wants you to do something about it.
Yeah. So you brought it to you. Yeah, you brought it to you from a major experience. And so that's what we are having here on the planet Earth. We're having experiences, and they're wonderful. We say, look at our challenges as our gifts. We do promote the teachings, the insight of Light Energy John Christopher. He is a non-energy entity that is channeled through Jamila A. Shabazz. She is the host of Ascended Insight right here on Inner Light Radio, and we love his teachings because his teachings empower you, that you are the creator of them all, and you bring these things to you to assist you with being better here on planet Earth to help you evolve. So our guest, Tae Queen, will be coming on very shortly, but before I bring her on, Rachel, what sticks in your mind from this year's shows that we've had?
My favorite moments of me being the caboose of the train, extending my hand out, traveling down south, and meeting my mom's friend who suffered from seizure, emancipated herself, and my mother giving her testimony. Apostle Ron Spears, how he healed his bone by speaking to it. All those personal stories that were shared, and to bring other people on by listening, that it can be done. Love yourself and take care of yourself and be responsible of yourself. This is your coat. This is your church. You need to take care of it. It's there. And we have the information to educate you and to gain more knowledge from the heart to know what's really true and fact.
Wow, thank you, Miss Rachel Pope, because that's really been exciting for me too. Because family, community, and friends, for our new listeners, this show is all about honoring the individual that leaves fear behind, that steps into the realm of love and honor themselves and break away from disease thinking and disease care and take back their power and heal their own cellular malfunction that they created from their own self-organizing breakdown. So I'm excited to be a part of assisting people with realizing that you don't have a disease, that you can create a cellular malfunction, because we see this holographic image as this material manifested body, and so we've given it all kinds of information so things can occur. And so when you take that power back and know that you're in charge of this coat and how to take care of this coat and how to feed it with light, energy, information, and foods, then you know that you'll be here as long as you want this coat to be here. And when you decide to lay this coat down, that's when you decide to lay this coat down, because we're all a light, energy, and information. So I'm excited about this past year's Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day. We honored Sonia Barrett. She was our visionary for this year. She won the award. We're looking forward to her new documentary coming out, The Business of Disease. We want to thank all of our recipients that we honored this year, and we're looking forward to next year. But we want to thank John S. Black. He was the winner of the Dr. Nathaniel Kane Self-Care Award this year. He is the host of, I believe his show is called Rachel, help me. He's on Harambe Radio, but I think it's called, I had it in my mind, but I just left it, but he is on Harambe Radio. Forgive me for not remembering the name of his show. Real for Life. I was just coming me to Real for Life, because that's what it's all about. And he has been so instrumental in sharing our message through his community wherever he goes, and we're so appreciative of that, because that's what it's all about. We are all one family, and we are all connected, and we see something in someone else, it assists each and every one of us with being better. And so that's what this is all about, knowing that we all are connected in this one field of potentiality, and how we can shift our energies and create and have a divine life here on planet Earth, and knowing that there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad, there's only experiences, and we treat our challenges as our gifts that we bring to us to make our life journey here better. And so I'm excited for all the shows that we've done this year. And I really like the show we did with Aubra Tawaba. She is the host of the Naked Soul radio show. And I liked her show mostly because most people that are addicted to something, they feel that they are in a recovering state and they stay recovering instead of saying they have recovered. And she showed how she emerged from addiction to now have a $1 million property in Florida, where she is assisting women with understanding the power of releasing the thought that they have any type of addiction, and not only just recover from it, but recover by, as she say, feeling a hole in their soul. And that's what this show is all about. So we do have some listeners online. Before I go to each of the listeners online, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back and have Tae Queen take over the mic. And thank you so very much for tuning in to Heart2Heart Healthy Living and sharing with us this year's. It's been really, really exciting and very, very rewarding for us. And we're really excited about that. I am really, really excited about all the things that we have done. And I think our program is getting ready to run a commercial. Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com. the number 4, CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation, 202-248-7749. That's right. We're talking about living from the divine, light, energetic being that you are. The controller and the mover of the physical body. That's always a part of you. And so Wanda, she joins me regularly in my chat room on the show. She has to leave us, and so she's asking me to say to everyone how she appreciates the listenership and the participation in our Inner Journey Health Forums. And we're really excited that we're going to expand that next year. We're taking our Inner Journey Health Forums around to any community that would like for us to come there to sit down and have a dialogue with you and local practitioners to assist you with moving. You see, we are moving from disease care to conscious self-health care. And we don't have to worry about getting caught up in this illusion of these mental disorders that they're going to be bringing out into the community, because we're standing up because we know that we are the true people that really are in charge of our being here. And we don't have to turn that over, or as blacks say, volunteer our bodies to anyone to do anything that we don't want them to do. And so not only are we doing this, but, you know, people tend to say that our youth are running wild, that they're not knowing what's going on, that they're not a part of this shift of energy. But I want to let you know that the reason why this shift is moving and expanding the way it is because of the youth that's coming in and where they are and what they understand about what has been occurring for the past 200 years, and they are not in any delusional state about what's been going on. They know who they are, they are aware of who they are, and they are moving forward. And you know, every fourth Tuesday of the month, we bring you a youth that's empowering themselves and other people. And so we do have a guest on the line today that's going to share with us. So I know we have some callers, but if you can hold out for a moment and let our guests get going, and then we can start answering some of your questions or comments. But let me introduce our guest. Tae Queen is creative and intuitive healing specialist, event and radio host, entrepreneur, and all around loving energy. And I love her energy, and I love the power of Facebook. And that's where I saw all her posts at and what she was doing. And I was so inspired by the information she puts out and how she phrases it that I contacted her and I asked her to come onto this show. So Tae Queen is a healer by life path and entrepreneur by profession. Her mission is to utilize her creative talents and intuitive abilities to create and sustain institutions that will help aid humanity and planet in holistic evolution. Her main focus are her blog talk radio show, Conversations with the Queen, and her holistic health and alternative therapy business, Gem in I Creation, and that is EYE. Conversations with the Queen is a show dedicated to any and everything that showcases and highlights any form of evolutionary consciousness. Gem in I Creations is business based on stimulating awareness of healing through energy, mainly gemstones. And I'm so excited to talk about some gemstones with the Queen. She is currently in the process of evolving her brands to the expansion of her knowledge and awareness. Dedicated to her mission, she strives to provide the highest quality experience possible for anyone who supports her endeavors. She is also a poet, all-around writer, and songstress. She hopes one day to cultivate each of her talents to its highest intention, which is healing. Creation is the highest form of likeness to the divine. It is not only our job to create the necessary changes in this world, but to show the people here how to create and manifest their life purpose and mission. Tae Queen, welcome to Heart2Heart Radio. And I'm letting you know that we have a lot of young listeners on the line tonight. And thank you all for tuning in and listening to this show. We do appreciate you. Tae Queen, welcome to Heart2Heart Healthy Living.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hey, hey, hey.
Good, good.
Good.
Yes, I mean, my whole point and the reason why I'm reaching out and actually going around and doing interviews on the radio because I'm so used to being in the interviewer spot. It feels so awkward to be the interviewee sometimes. I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be talking. So it's balancing perspective. Let's say it like that. It's definitely a balancing
That's good.
perspective, and I'm very humbled by the chance and the opportunity to speak with such amazing people who are really putting in the work and putting in the efforts. I grew up in a place called Brockton, Massachusetts. Not many people know where that is. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the boxer from the 80s named Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He's actually my cousin. He's from Brockton. And yes, that is the line that I come from. I come from a line of very, very intuitive, healing people, but they have been robbed of their knowledge of who they were. So they were immersed in a very toxic environment. And I came through and I manifested through my mother, Crystal, who I give thanks and blessings for, and it's more than ironic that I would end up working with crystals as I got older. My mom's name is Crystal, so I mean it's a whole mythology just in and of itself. But pretty much, I'm just here to share this information, share love with everybody, share the consciousness of the new wave and the new age, and not a lot of people are familiar with the facts that you are, and I'm so grateful to you, Karen, for really understanding that the youth are here to evolve the consciousness. The elders have been, taking care of this information, and the reason why you all have been taking care of this information is to give it to us to transform that information, and then we will disseminate that to the world. The youth are a very important part of any cultural movement that you see in history. Revolution always starts, and evolution always starts within the youth. So it's really imperative that we correct the images that we've been given about the youth, which tend to be very negative, that we all wear our pants sagging and we all dress like hoochie mamas and listen to 2 Chainz, which we don't. And unfortunately, that's the representation of us in the media. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say there aren't our peers who do that, because they are. And but there seems to be a great divide in the consciousness, is what I've noticed about my generation and the generations coming up after me. There is a 60-40 split, according to my estimations. And the 60 being, yes, the ignorant masses who tend to, represent us illy, but they're just awaiting consciousness. They're really in a state of chaotic consciousness, which is necessary to break out of the previous trends which have been set and laid into the consciousness. So it's not that they're wrong, it's just an unfiltered version of who we are or what we represent as these generations.
Well put.
So,
Wonderful. Well
yes.
put. I like that. Well put. I just got a message that says, for the people that's in the conference room, they didn't know how old you were, and you're talking. So I got a message because they don't see the post on Facebook. So would you please give your age for the audience? 'Cause I did get it wrong.
It's okay. I've made 21 spins around the sun, and the only reason why I even really corrected it is just because it's a very insignificant number in my evolution. And I've recently had very, very spiritual experiences, realizing who I am and understanding that from a deeper intuitive level. For a long time, I was unfortunately not ready to take, it's all part of the process, so it depends on your perspective. Right. I wasn't ready to take full responsibility for what the magnitude of my mission on this planet was. I was like, yeah, that ain't me. Everybody's like, and everybody else saw it, and I'm just sitting there, I don't see what y'all see. So, but fortunately, I'm humble enough to take the information that the people who around me who love me have given me and guided me to see. My mother has always saw this in me. Of course, as mothers always do. She saw the gifts that I have and always encouraged me. When I was 16 years old, I decided to drop out of high school. I felt that the current system was completely inefficient and did not serve my purposes. Therefore, I would no longer participate in a system that was dedicated to oppressing my mindset. So I decided to drop out of high school. It was a very depressing point because I had to break the psychological consciousness of a conformist, which apparently is a mental disease. So get your kids checked out, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, that whole, and they did treat me like I had a mental disease, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, because
they tried to send me to therapy. I was like, cool, I get to play with people's minds.
Yeah. I just told you, they just called that. They just put it in the book. They just said it is real now.
They would have diagnosed me with it. They would have diagnosed me with it if they could have, but they couldn't, so they tried. But anyway. Yeah, so I was looked at as if I had some type of mental disease or something was wrong with me. They tried to categorize me, see what was wrong with me. Be it that my mother had a foundation in holistic health. She didn't fully live it, but she had a foundation. I grew up with Queen of Four in my house. I grew up with Dr. Africa in the household. My mother always, we were Christian, but my mother always told me, hey, now, Jesus black. So I had a cultural perspective of Christianity, and my mother herself is a clairvoyant woman who they diagnosed as bipolar. So it was a struggle growing up with that dichotomy of labeling and trying to shut down consciousness. But my point is, at 16, they tried to label me with the same things, and I saw the struggles that my mother went through, and it was imperative that I go, we're not doing that. So I said, boom, I'm going to shut you all out, become, I guess, what they call now an introvert, and I took the time to cultivate myself. I had awakened to certain levels of consciousness. By the age of 13, I had rejected Christianity as a way of life for me, and I was on a path to find my true spirituality. I studied through the systems of 5% Gods and Earth Nation. I studied through the Black Guerrilla Movement. I studied through eventually the Kemetic and Afrocentric movement as well, which are all interconnected. But, of course, we like to put labels on things. So I never identified with any one group. And everybody would always ask me, what are you? And I'd be like, I'm Tae.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they're sitting there like confused. No, you have to pick a group. And I'm like, no, I don't. No. So
you sound like you're my sister.
Exactly. And so I just kept evolving, and I kept going and growing into myself, and it was a very hard process. I dealt with health issues. I had, because my body is very sensitive, be it that I am, I guess what they call a starseed. I don't like those labels, but I will use them to relay the information. A starseed child, which is somebody who is a high-level incarnation of a higher god or goddess frequency and incarnating into a new body. So be it that I'm a starseed, I'm very sensitive. My body is highly, highly sensitive because I am intuitively a healer. So at the time, I didn't know this. I'd be like, why can't I eat French fries? And everybody else can eat French fries. It's not fair. But, of course, I eventually learned that was all part of the process. So be it that I was 16 years old, I guess the ancestors, I know the ancestors said, okay, it's time to learn about you. So I had an experience with my first sexual partner, and after the experience, not fully understanding, but having an idea of what sex was, but not fully understanding from a true perspective what the interaction was, I took on some of his negative energy, and I what it did really was just bring up and out to the surface all the issues that I had suppressed until 16. And I formed what they call candiasis, or candida. And I struggled with that up until probably now, off and on, finding the correct balance for my body. And Well, at first I thought it was a horrible curse and I'd been plagued. But then as I grew to understand the journey, it taught me so much about who I was. I began to immediately turn to holistic health because that, again, was my foundation. Like, my mom had the Queen of Four books, and I'm reading Queen of Four at 7, just flipping through Heal Thyself. And so I'm like, okay, so let's find the holistic health books, and let's go on the internet, and because of the internet, thank goodness for the internet. Everybody, the internet is the reason why I'm here. So I decided to do searches on the internet for holistic health and alternatives to treating candida because the current medical standard is antibiotics, which eventually erode the immune system and cause greater issues in the long term. So as I struggled through trying to find a healer, at first I went through the Dr. Sebi cleanse, which was super expensive, but I figured, hey, if Lisa Lifestyle Lopez was endorsing this guy, maybe he knows what he's talking about. Lisa's a Gemini, I am a Gemini, so I related to her. Anyway, so let's go with some Dr. Sebi. And, of course, I went with Dr. Sebi, but it was a little expensive, and it was much out of my price range. I'm not ashamed to say it. I come from a household. We're on public assistance. We don't really have a lot of extra money to expend. So it was breaking my bank, and I'm like, there has to be a better way. So I keep learning, I keep growing, and I'm thankful for that initial cleanse because it definitely taught me structure and discipline. And that's what this whole experience was about for me because my mother is the incarnation of the divine mother love energy. But unfortunately, with that comes a little bit of enabling. So I needed that structure and that hurdle to give me some type of discipline, which was innately within me because of some of the astrological alignments in my chart. But at the same time, it was still not a fun experience, and I don't recommend it. So, and I detoxed the way nobody should detox, like straight up, bare bone, no, not enough herbal assistance. Like, I experienced every part of my body just letting go, and it was like, I can't do this. So I literally died. A part of myself died, and I literally resurrected myself. And I promise you, this is no coincidence. Yesterday.
That is wonderful. But I know that you had a post out on Facebook that really got my attention, and you talked about your waist lost, and so I just heard you also say that you couldn't eat French fries. So how did you gain all this weight that you eventually was able to?
That's the thing. I was eating French fries, and then I missed the French fries because they were stoned. Yes. Well, the thing is, my mother, who was an emotional eater due to the traumas that she had experienced as a youth, so she passed that on to me. And in attempts to show me love, she would overfeed me. And of course, so I'm like, hey, food is wonderful. Keep it coming. Okay. And I incurred the symptoms by default of an emotional eater, and that's how I learned how to cope with my issues and my problems. Also, due to my astrological alignments, I have a placement to tend to stuff my emotions and not experience them and express them as fully as probably it would be considered healthy, just because I had been programmed to believe that my emotions were not valid and that they weren't a logical way of thinking. Being a Gemini, I'm very, very into, logics and analyticals and, because I'm ruled by Mercury. That's the whole consciousness of thinking. So I'm thinking constantly, thinking. And I was thinking too damn much. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But I was thinking a little much. And I needed to be able to come back, reel it in, and realize, hey, there's another side of yourself. It's called the feminine side, and you will acknowledge me, and my womb let me know very boisterously how she really felt about everything. So that was the eruption of the candiasis, and I it was an emotionally enthralling situation, which was unfortunately due, and I want to share this very implicitly with everybody, which was unfortunately due to the fact that I had analogram mercury fillings.
Oh.
And I found the root of that per chance. I was surfing the web. I was like, nothing is working. Nothing is working. What do I do? And I'm sitting there. I'm telling you, if you told me to eat a tree, I would have ate the tree. like I was that sick. So I was like, anything will help me. And I look on the internet and I see that there is connection between mercury poisoning and candiasis. I said, oh, God, I have about 8 of these things in my mouth.
Wow.
And so, unfortunately, again, due to the financial restrictions, I wasn't really able to find funding right away to get them removed. But being the warrior that I am, I made a way. I was like, look, this is going to happen. So, fortunately, well, I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. In Massachusetts, where I live, there's not a lot of cultural consciousness, unfortunately, for the Black community. And a lot of the holistic health is given through a European perspective, which is nothing wrong with that. Get the information any way you can. But at the same time, being the Afrocentric girl that I am, I'd rather support my people, especially if I'm shelling out about $3,000 to come holler at you. So, but I had to go with what I had to go with, so I let my spirit guide me. The first 2 people really, and I can't make this up to you, okay, the ancestors were with me through this whole journey. I called them. I'm like, hi, yes, I'm inquiring about the mercury removal services, and I began to ask questions, like a person who has knowledge of things, because I had been researching the process. I wasn't going to go in without any information, so I could be aware that this person knew what they were doing, because I wasn't going to get screwed over twice. That wasn't going to happen. So they literally hung up the phone on me for asking questions both times. I was like, whoa, so I'm not coming to you. Right. And the third place I tried was this place called Groton Wellness Center, and they were all the way in West Massachusetts. I live in southeastern Massachusetts, which is a little bit southeast of Boston. And I had to journey 2 hours each way, back and forth, each time to get the analogram fillings removed. And I'm so happy I did it. I nearly had a mental breakdown doing it, but I did it last year.
Yeah.
And that's when it just all came together. Now, starting my journey with the gemstones, boom, when was that at? I was 19. So how many years ago was that?
Not too long. What we're going to do is...
it was about 2011, I'm pretty sure.
What I'm going to do, Queen, before you talk about the gemstones, I want to kind of recap what you just said. But what I like to fully understand, because we do have some young listeners online that's dealing with this weight issue, the waist issue. So I really want you to just take a moment. I'm going to take a commercial break, and I want you to come back and really, you've done a lot. You've honored yourself tremendously from what you're talking about. And there's a lot of adults that's not able to get this emotional eating and all under control. And you have done this, and in the environment that you were in, you were able to really honor yourself and love yourself and bring forth that what is really within you. And so I want you to, when I come back from the commercial break, I want you to share with us, to talk to the young folks about this eating and how you transition your eating and what you're doing now. And then I want to come back in and talk about the gems and some gems that can help people do some things, okay?
Okay.
Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal healthcare prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified lenthologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology.
Did you know that the field of epigenetics states that you are more than just your genes, and those genes do not control your biology? Yes, that's correct. Schedule a Skype, phone, or office visit with Dr. K and get on board the friendship train to healthcare freedom. 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, forselllife.com. The number 4, the words sell, CELLLIFE.com. We're riding this train. You're tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. My regular friends in the chat room, Wanda K. Whitaker, Rachel Pope. We are so excited. This is our last live show of the year. We have Tae Queen on the line with us. She's 21 years old. And as you're hearing, she has done a great deal. That commercial just played, she is letting you know that she has done that. She is not a victim to her genes and what was said, and how she has taken control of her life that she creates, and she has made a difference. Before she shared with us about how she made that transition from that weight and having all that waste in her body and moved to where she is right now, I'm going to ask Rachel, do you want to come in and share anything? And I'm going to go down the line of the people that's been holding and see if you want to share anything before she continues. We're not going to close out exactly at 8:30. We do have a few more minutes. So, Rachel, do you want to come in and share anything with the Queen?
I do. I just want to say I'm so proud to hear such a young person like herself to accomplish so much within the time that she was aware and conscious of it, and how she followed that inner spirit of hers when she was speaking concerned about all those things she was going through. I wanted to share the little slogan that I always say: I was born to not fit in, but I was born to stand out. So don't be ashamed about who you are. And like you said, the old you is gone and buried, and the new you has arrived and is becoming. And I want you to always continue to follow that spirit, the inner voice that you have. And I think I heard her mention that she's also into the arts as well, and singing and poetry and things of a sort. So, I want to tap into what is she doing with that, So, congratulations and welcome aboard the train.
Well, with the poetry, actually, right now, it's so right on time. The universe is so wonderful. Me and my sisters are in the process of forming a poetry / spoken word / music group. It's still in the beginning stages, as we've agreed upon the name Coiled Queens for now, but that's for now. And Coiled Queens due to the fact that we all have natural hair. Queens because we want to represent something positive. And we share our message through poetry for the time being. We're actually going to be coming out with a book soon. So stay tuned for that. Should be coming down the line. We just recently connected. Shout out to Jerica, which is one of the Coiled Queens. Shout out to Kima, who is also another Coiled Queen, as well as Lindia, who is another Coiled Queen. And we're coming together and collaborating on that. For singing, for right now, my voice is in a rest period because just like my body, I feel like it had to go through a death and resurrection period. I've been able to sing since I could be 2 and realize I could use my voice since to make melodies. So I just always was singing since then. But right now it's going through a transformation because I realized its purpose. So I'm giving it a rest, or my singing voice a rest for now. But we do still do the poetry. Big ups to the We Are Lords movement, HSDO Lords movement, because they on the 21st they will be having a show in New York City. At Long Island City, and I will be there, of course, supporting my brothers who do music, and they have encouraged me so much to get into myself. They're like, "Hey, you need to sing. You need to sing." I'm like, "I'm not singing in front of nobody." And they're like, "No, you have to understand. Your voice is so powerful." So I'm like, okay. And so that's what I do with that. So yes, that's what we do with the music. And you can find any updates on music at facebook.com/Gemini. Excuse me, I am sitting here getting blanks. /Gemini Creatress. That is my new pen name. So Gemini Creatress. Tae Queen, she was like me from 13 till now, and I feel like I'm evolving into a new being. So Gemini Creatress is my new pen name. And again, that's facebook.com/Gemini Creatress. You can also find me on Twitter at Tae Queen, at TAEQUEEN. So. And Gemini spelled with the EYE, like she said. So.
I'm going to let you continue to share. I just want to say 21 years old. Wisdom beyond her years is what someone has written in. Wow. And you truly are. So I'm going to see if the other listeners have anything to ask you before I let you continue on. So I know Mama Ayo Handikendi is on the phone. She is a renowned breathologist. Mama Ayo, do you want to share something?
I'm not sure if you can hear me, Dr. K. Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you. Wonderful. Thank you for
Okay.
tuning in.
I've been enjoying the dialogue. I'm extremely excited about this young lady's discussion of her path to health, and I'm just enjoying the conversation. So I appreciate this year. What you have added into my life is again another path towards recognizing that we indeed are light and love, and it's been a wonderful opportunity to learn more about health listening to the show. So just continue with the good work. Love you, Rachel. Love you, Dr. K. Love you, Miss Wanda. And the young lady on the phone, I appreciate you so much and love you too.
Thank you very much.
Loving you back.
Loving you back. Breath, the breath of life, the breath that we all must take. So we all can take a moment and just take a breath. Breathe deeply.
I just did that.
See how this intuitiveness works? We are all in this vortex together. I am truly excited with the information that you have shared. You touched on so many, many different areas, and I hope our listening audience are able to really dissect what you said. You touched so many areas of how you empower yourself, that you know you are not a victim to anything in this world, that you are definitely the creator of it all. If anybody has been a prime example, it's been you for this whole year of what we have been truly talking about. And you're correct. The youth are the ones that is inspiring this major, major shift in what we're feeling on planet Earth right now. The energy has always been there. It has never left us. Love is all there is, and we are all one. And the youth are vibrating to it. And a lot of the system can't take it. They cannot accept it, but they don't have anything to do with it. It's all out of their control. And so we have a caller that's ending in 1000, 1000. I think that may be the conference line. We have another caller that ends in 0380. Would you like to share something, or are you just listening in? Okay, you're just listening in.
Peace.
Peace. Hello.
Hello, Peace.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Jerica.
Yeah, that's one of your sisters is called Queens, one of the poets. Okay, we love poetry here. We all are poets on this show. Wanda, myself, we love it. The way of getting out a positive message to our community. Thank you for tuning in with your sister and sharing with us. Go right ahead.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having my sister on the show. Just wanted to show her some love and call in. You all sound really good. Thank you. Thanks for all of the journeys that we walk together as sisters and that we're able to share.
Wonderful. Right? I am so loving this. Woo-hoo!
Wow.
Hey, Ride family, and it just got a whole lot more fun.
Building healthier homes. All right.
And I know we got about 10 more minutes. So I do want you to wrap up the food piece for the youth that's on the line, how you did it. And I do know you're going to end with a poem for us. So I'm excited to hear this poem that you're going to end with. So please just get that piece in there for the youth that's listening in, that's now beginning to shift their diet and change their life, and let them know what it did for you.
Okay. Pretty much what you need to learn is, well, what I learned. And what most people need to learn is carbohydrates, okay? Carbs are very, very, very simple carbohydrates, let me rephrase. Simple carbohydrates can be very detrimental and are very detrimental to our bodies. Unfortunately, I was drawn to the sugar, well, not so much the sugars. For me, it was the carbs. So I was like, the French fries, the breads, the pastas. That was for me. That's what I indulged in and loved. But don't get me twisted. I did like vegetables too, but I did not like enough vegetables to balance it. And now, for those who aren't aware, corn is not a vegetable; it's a starch. So we gotta get that one in there too. Because every time I'm eating some vegetables, you're eating corn. Does not count. So that's a big one. Now, complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates are going to start with your brown rice for beginners. You're going to advance into your wild rice, your quinoas, your spelt, your millet, all of these wonderful things. And these are your friends. You want to go to them because they have protein within them and they have not been stripped of the natural protein coating, which is necessary for you to digest it. So you want to go and pick some of them up if you're on a weight loss journey, rather than your white rices, your white potatoes, your white breads, and all other things white. Now, I heard a white woman say this. She said, you want to be racist with your food. Anything white's not right. So she said, if it's brown, it's going down. Okay, so that's not from me. You can't call me racist. That's from a white woman. No. And that's what you want to do with the carbohydrates. From there, it's just really, really what you hear and you go, ew, no. Green vegetables are your friend. They're your best friend. And you want to know why? Because they're going to clean out your system. They're going to clean out your blood. They're going to help you digest your food. They're going to add roughage. It's going to be a wonderful experience. You'll learn to fall in love with greens. Trust me. Try some kale. I know it looks weird, but it tastes wonderful, especially when you spice it up right, okay? So, and also, thirdly, spices. Spices are your best friend. Why? Because they make food tasty and they're medicinal. So all people who say that healthy food tastes nasty, you are wrong because you are not using spices. Steamed broccoli ain't going to cut it for the rest of your life. You better put some seasoning up in there and help yourself.
Make it plain.
Exactly. And then also make sure you if you're going to go the vegan route, which I did, make sure that you are sustaining yourself with the proper proteins and the proper B vitamins, and also sustaining yourself with whole food supplements. Now, that's what I didn't know, and I was experiencing horrible symptoms from deficiency.
I'm so glad you said that. You are really wise. I like this statement. You are really wise. You have really got to galvanize a lot of information and using it correctly, because a lot of people don't do the whole food supplements when they return vegan. So you really have learned. Well, you also said you've been in the company of Queen of Four and Dr. Layla Africa. So that says a whole lot.
And of course, Dr. Yuma Bellamy. Shout out to Dr. Yuma Bellamy, my brother, my big brother.
Yes, I love Yuma Bellamy.
I love him.
Yeah, I know. We have a caller online. Before you continue, let's see if the caller want to share, or did you just tuned in to listen? 8375. You have something you want to share with us, with the Queen?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
My name is David Coleman.
Yes. Hi, David. Welcome to Heart2Heart Healthy Living. How can we assist you? What you want to share with? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, for the past couple of years, I've been also interested in holistic health and healing and things like that. Because I came across this radio show. I'm joining a morning show, and I heard about this guy that did healthcare called Davis-Foulks Mahatma. He had this, his base is in L.A. and he has this online health store called D. Then that's how I kind of got into it. But one question that I have is that, recently I became a vegetarian last year. And so one thing that I'm very curious about is the fact that for a lot of us, people of African descent, a lot of us are vitamin D deficient. And usually we get our vitamin D from the sun. But because a lot of us live in areas where it's not conducive for us to get a lot of sunlight, a lot of us are deficient. I think the statistic says that 97% of people of African descent are vitamin D deficient. And so I'm just wondering, what are some of like the healthier alternatives to tackle taking vitamin D? Because I know some people say, oh, you use fish oil, but a lot of us that are vegetarians or vegans, that's kind of that's pretty much a no-no. So I'm just wondering, what are some healthy alternatives in terms of like getting vitamin D, especially during like the fall and winter months?
That's actually something I do struggle with myself, so I'm going to let Miss Karen handle that one.
Well, I'm going to take it in a whole direction, because just because they report that you are vitamin D deficiency, why are you believing that? If you are giving yourself, the proper nutrition, you are doing the whole food supplements, you're doing everything that you know correctly, why would you want to believe something that they put out there?
It's very true.
So that's a good question to think about. But there are other things that you can do, and you can research them. But the main thing is if you know that you are giving your body all the good live living foods, you are taking a good whole food supplement. You are giving yourself trace minerals. You are giving yourself micro minerals. You're giving your body everything that it needs. Why would you want to believe something that they're putting out there to make you buy some supplements that you do not need? Their data is not the data for you. Their data is just out there to put you into illusion state that you need to go out and buy something. I really don't follow the testing of the medical system, because it's not designed, one, for African Americans. It's designed for Caucasians. They're not really reading your body right and correctly. And so for myself personally, I have no deficiencies. I'm giving myself everything that it needs, because I know truly through consciousness, I give myself what it needs. So that's the vibration that I have on that. And someone says there are more white things that you don't want to consume. White lies.
Those are awfully dangerous.
Awfully dangerous. So don't believe everything they say out there just because you're in a certain part of the country. You're giving yourself what it needs, and their tests are not 100%. Yeah, it's not 100% accurate. It's energy. Yeah. So, I have to always go to that, and people like for me to break it down to the material, but that's not who I am. And so you got to know that you're giving yourself, if you know everything that your body is supposed to have, and you're giving it to you. That's why these tests that we go to, for them to tell us what we're deficient in or if we're healthy, we have to know what is healthy for the body.
Different. Each body's different. What might be deficient for you might not be deficient for somebody else. But if you're scared of that, again, green.
Thank you, Queen, because that's what I was going to say. Just do all the green, sea greens, vegetable greens. So I hope that assists you. We are coming up on the time. Jamal was so wonderful, because I knew it was going to go like this. Queen, we're going to have you back in 2014. We're really excited. My new book.
Real quick. Make sure y'all hit up the Facebook, and we are doing
do the form, and we're going to let you give your information out. But I just want to say to people that, my new book, Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery. We're moving from disease care to conscious self-health care. That book is going to be out in January, February, maybe. And it's also containing information from Light Energy John Christopher to assist us with moving forward with Love Is All There Is, and we are one. And he's given us some major insights on health and healing and how we can continue to grow. So look out for my new book. We want you to please join us again in 2014 as we bring it on our young people to share with us. And wow, between Dr. You the first time and Tia, you the second time, we are on the road with our young folks. So, it is exciting that y'all are here to uplift us and keep us moving on. So I want you to actually take your time and give out your information, your radio show, and then go into the poem, and then we can close.
Amazing. Great.
Okay, before I do that, I just want to say that Mandela lived for 95 years eating a bad diet. But what I have come to learn is that he loved fresh fruit in the mornings. So everybody don't wake up and feel like you got to eat a bunch of heavy, dead, denatured food because they told you to eat healthy in the morning. That's the illusion of the white lie.
Exactly.
Go ahead, sister. Share and take us out.
All right. Yes. Okay, we are doing Gemini Creations in contingency with Awakened Vitality. Big ups to my sister, Cherise. She's a wonderful, formerly known as Sophia Heals. She's a wonderful sister. We are doing a 2014 Winter Renewal Detox. Yay, yay, yay. And this system will include a basic detoxification program. It's only $25. We want to make it affordable. We want to make it something accessible for everybody. And it's just a basic detoxification program where we're gonna sit there with you. We're gonna go in through it with you because we are doing the detox too, and we are going to guide you through the process. Unfortunately, I went through the process by myself. I wish somebody had done this for me, but that's why I'm here for everybody else. So again, that's the 2012 Winter Renewal Detox, and you can get more information about that on Facebook.com/Gemini Creations. Again, not to be confused with my Facebook.com/Gemini Creatress, which I'll be everywhere that I tweet or everywhere that I Facebook, you will see this information. So don't worry, but go to Facebook.com again/Gemini Creations, and I will be there. As well, we have Conversations with the Queen. We do air every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have great guests on, like the Queen said, Queen of Four. We've had Dr. Yuma Bellamy on several times. It's my brother. We've had Dr. Aline Bay. We have a great plethora of people, and we have a great lineup coming for 2014. So stay in tune. Conversations with the Queens@blogspot.com, as well as blogtalkradio.com/109-9 Penn Station, blogtalkradio.com/109-9 Penn Station. And finally, we come to my rebirth of my rebranding phase, which I will be launching soon at the NSIC Media, which will be an encompassment of all of the projects that I am doing creatively, as far as broadcasting, as far as production, as far as any of those things go. So please be on the lookout for that. We are giving birth to that in 2014. So that's pretty much what's going on with all of that. And make sure you follow me, hit me up, like me on Facebook, do all that wonderful stuff.
We're going to make sure our teens listening in know how to follow you and stay on top of you. I know you're going to do the poem in closing out, but I want to ask you about one gem. You had a gem on Facebook that deals with love, that deals with oneness, but I didn't get the name of it. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Okay. I have to get with you because I want to give that out next year at the Emancipate Yourself program. So I know you have it written. I'm going to let you know. But I know we're running out of time. So go ahead and close us out. And thank you all for tuning in. And we thank you so much for being a part of Heart2Heart Healthy Living. Rachel Pope, Wanda Whitaker, and everyone that came on board this year. Thank you so much for spreading the word of that we are in control of our own life and our own health. Take us out, Queen.
Thank you.
Message to the little goddesses. As impress, I impress the masses and aspire much higher than many can acquire. I reach to the moon and the stars, for I know that this is the original essence of my soul, and by this I'm made whole. Words from the mind of a warrior queen, speaking for the gods, seen and unseen, feeling like I got the whole world in my hand, knowledge becoming infinite like grains of the sand. And in my mind, I'm devising a plan for freedom to reverse the whip and take back the minds of my people with these words that are flowing in the way that they are molding yours to see divinity in everything, and rightly so. I'm taking back the word goddess to replace the word hoe. And I'm giving it back to my young queens just so they know to stick their head in a book and not between some boys' legs. The truth is harsh, but it must be laid out pure and simple so you can understand that your self-worth will never come out of the mouth of a man. And the fulfillment you seek is closer than you see. It's laid out with knowledge of self and starts with the word me. And that's going to be in Coil Queens, Patterns of Greatness 2000.
Woo-woo! And it starts with the word me, I, because it is all about we. It's a we energy, family. And this has been a powerful show. You are a powerful young lady, Queen. So glad I saw them Facebook messages out there. Invited you on this show. Thank you so much for sharing. You gave a lot of information. I hope you sit back, family and community that's listening, sit back, take time, process it, look at yourself, write down what you can from this and how you're going to move forward and rebirth yourself. Thank you all. Thank you, Jamal. We love you for having Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency, the airways, and we can give this powerful information to everyone listening in. I'm Dr. Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, Washington, D.C., thanking you all for tuning in. We started off with, and come on,
Come on and join us.
Shake a hand, shake a hand. Well, talking about the friendship train. Get on board and shake a hand, make a friend. People listen to us now. Harmony is the key. My sisters and brothers. Oh, yes, it is. I said, harmony is the key. My sisters and brothers. People, we can't wait, 'cause another day might be too late.
Greetings, family. We had a great time today on Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. Thank you so much for tuning in, getting happy, getting healthier. So we invite you to tune in next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency. It is time to get happy, to be healthy, and live the life that you want to live. Tune in again next week. Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. And we also invite you to tune into the Saging Baby Boomer Show with Mama Ayo Handy Kendi. That's every Thursday at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on InnerLightRadio.com, the healing frequency. It's all about love, family, and community. Love is all there is, and we